I was sending out mass text messages on what t-shirt I should wear.
Mm.
Yeah, it was really hard.
What did you decide on?
Clueless.
Oh, bars.
Hello!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Angel and Tony Show. Today I thought it would be cool to do a little fun episode about nostalgia because I feel like it's a hot thing these past few years, and I also feel as like a millennial that I'm targeted by this stuff. I feel attacked.
Yeah.
Angel and I are both children who pretty much grew up in the 90s, and the other day we were talking about things that we thought were cool when we were kids and like different toys that we had, shows that we watched, movies that we liked, and what was acceptable back then that isn't acceptable anymore. My first question, what show or movie do you think was like the most influential for you as like a kid? Well, okay, how young were you when you
I can't even remember, to be honest.
Because Clueless is like came out in like the late 90s.
We were like teens, right? By that time, or no?
I don't know. I feel like that movie came out in like the late 90s.
Let me see. I have like multiple answers for this.
Like I'm talking about kid stuff.
Okay, Three Ninjas. Rocky loves Emily. Loves Emily. Wait, can you name all the kids' names? Their nicknames. Come on.
Maybe if you gave me one, I could think of that.
Rocky.
Nah. What were the other two?
There's Rocky, Tum Tum, and Colt.
I like Three Ninjas.
95, by the way, for Clueless.
Oh, okay. I grew up on like Back to the Future, Terminator, the Ninja Turtles movies.
Mighty Ducks.
Oh yeah, Mighty Ducks.
I was really
Sandlot.
into team unity stuff. Ooh, when I got into that flying V though. Oh man.
Did you have toys that like came from TV shows or like movies and stuff like that?
Yeah, I had Ninja Turtles, everything. And Power Rangers. Huge Power Rangers fan.
Did you have all the Zords?
I had, my favorite toy was the flute Green Ranger thingy.
The dagger flute thing?
I was definitely Green Ranger, White Ranger.
Okay.
Like
Tommy.
I was Tommy. 100%.
I was a Blue Ranger. Because I felt like he was underestimated, you know? Because
he was the smart one.
He was a smart one, and he was like nerdy and shit.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like dope that he would let the bullies like beat him up at school, even though like he was a Power Ranger. And I was just like, damn, like he's really doing them a favor by letting them feel like they're the tough guys. That was how I interpreted it.
Yeah.
And I also feel like I thought he was cool because he wore glasses.
And you wore.
And like I wore glasses, you know?
Yeah, of
and
course.
I was like, he can fight and he wears glasses.
It's crazy because I would never, like, when me and my friends would be playing, I would never want to be one of the girls. Ever. I was always...
Trini was dope.
I mean, yeah.
Trini was tight because she was a tiger. I always thought she had the best helmet because it had the teeth on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so tight.
At first, like, I feel like maybe people thought I had, like, a crush on Tommy, but really, like, I wanted to be Tommy.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be this guy.
What was better, the White Ranger or the Green one?
Ooh, probably the white.
White was pretty fire.
Yeah. The White Ranger was pretty awesome. The thing I had the most toys of from, like, a TV show was the Ninja Turtles.
Did you ever have the van?
Yeah, of course. I think my favorite part was, like, my bed sheets, though.
I did have those too.
Shout out! Wait, what was your favorite toy?
From a show?
Yeah.
It was a toss-up. I mean, we were talking about this the other day. I used to have a RoboCop, and it had caps in the back of it. So it had trigger.
Yeah.
So you would like point the gun, and you would pull a trigger on the back, and it would literally pop caps. And I had that for a long time. I also had the Batmobile from the animated series.
Oh, yeah.
And it shot like missiles out.
Yeah.
I definitely had that for a long time. I still have the Hot Wheel of the Michael Keaton Batmobile.
You still have it?
I still have that.
In LA, or did you?
Yeah, no, it's at my apartment.
Oh,
It's on a shelf. It's not even hidden away in a box. It's like on a shelf. And I've had that for a long time, like since that movie came out.
That's amazing.
But I had all the Ninja Turtles. I had all the boy Power Rangers. My sister had the girl Power Ranger.
Okay.
But it was like the big action figures. I also had the ones, remember when they had it where you flipped them? Like the heads flipped?
Oh, yeah,
and it was like the head without the helmet
for the morphin time, hell yeah.
I definitely had those.
Did you have the belt thing for this?
Yeah, you would do that. I think I had it because I think I was a white
What was the Blue Ranger's dinosaur?
Triceratops.
Oh, shit. I forget.
You don't remember all of them?
No.
Mastodon, pterodactyl.
I know pterodactyl was the pink one, right?
Yeah.
And then
saber-tooth tiger.
Tyrannosaurus was the red one.
Yeah.
For some reason, he annoyed me.
The Black Ranger?
The Red Ranger. Jason, he was like annoying. Anyone? No, I just remember being a little annoyed.
I think he was annoying. You know why? Because he was supposed to be like the Captain America of the Power Rangers.
Yeah, and like Captain America like annoys me too.
Did you ever watch like the other things that spun off of that?
Like which ones?
Did you ever watch Beetleborgs? It came on like either right before or right after the Power Rangers, like every day. Because there was a new episode of Power Rangers every day.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, and they had this other show called Beetleborgs, and they had songs like Big Bad Beetleborgs.
No.
Dude, it was like these kids who were modeled after beetles. And they had like vehicles too, the same way. And they like morphed just like the Power Rangers.
Wow.
But they had Animorphs. I
have no idea.
They had
I don't.
VR Troopers.
Wow.
VR Troopers was the shit.
Dropping some knowledge right now because I don't know.
Dude, VR Troopers, they went into like a virtual world. And so they were like the Power Rangers, but in virtual reality.
Shit.
Yeah. And this was like before the internet, before like
That's
people were on computers like that. So you're like, what?
That's kind of tight. The
same thing with Ninja Turtles, how they spun off a bunch of stuff like Street Sharks and Biker Mice from Mars.
I remember.
Gargoyle.
Yeah, that
I had all the Biker Mice from Mars. The motorcycles. That's tight. I really wish I still had them. Those were like my favorite.
That was tight.
Toys.
Those were dope. I always envisioned myself like in that world.
Biker Mice from Mars.
Yeah. So like when I would be like ready to go to sleep, I'd like, please put me in the Ninja Turtles. Like. And
it was like this post-apocalyptic, like grimy ass, like toxic sludge was everywhere. I still loved all those cartoons.
I know.
Were like
I was like, come on.
We'll be there soon enough. Don't worry.
Oh, jeez.
Did you ever have a Giga-Pet?
Yeah, did I have a Giga-Pet?
Did you have several Giga-Pets?
I don't know if I had several.
I remember there was like kids at school that always have like a gang of Giga-Pets. Like they thought they were the shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, you can't even take care of one.
How old were we during that?
I definitely remember in 6th grade.
That was like the Tamagotchis too, right?
Yeah. I feel like Tamagotchis were first and then the Giga-Pets. And then they came out with like Nano-Pet. I had a Nano-Pet.
Okay.
Because it cost less than a Giga-Pet.
Oh, okay.
So I never actually had a Giga-Pet. It was sad.
Let's get him a Giga-Pet, guys.
Find me a Giga-Pet, fam. They're probably just like an app on a phone now at this point. And then there was the Beanie Baby craze.
Yeah, I still have a lot of Beanie Babies at my parents' house.
Actually, last time I was home recently, my mom was telling me that like there's like certain ones that are like worth a shitload of money.
Oh yeah, yeah. We definitely have we have some of those. Some of the hype beast Beanie Babies.
The supreme Beanie Babies.
Like I fell into the craze of the Beanie Babies, but I remember there was like a whole ass store full of Beanie Babies at Orland Mall. And then when McDonald's had the Beanie Babies.
They had Beanie Babies? Oh, yeah, the little ones? Yeah, I remember
those. Better believe we were out there. We were out there early as in the morning, me and my family, trying to get these hype beast McDonald's Beanie Babies. What else is nostalgic back then?
I mean, I really think Disney had it on lock back in the day as far as movies and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, back then, if you're a boy, girl, you kind of like have to side with certain stuff. But I feel like Disney kind of ran the gamut where you liked it regardless for the most part.
I agree with that.
What, like, did you have like a Disney movie that was your
Lion King and 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, I always forget about them.
A lot of people forget about 101 Dalmatians. It's rude.
And it was that was a movie, though.
It's very good.
Yeah.
And I will say that that's a remake that I didn't mind.
When they made
the live action one. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I thought it was great. Glenn Close played a fantastic Cruella DeVille. She was awesome. I just loved the doggies.
Yeah. It was, and you know, when you're a kid, seeing puppies, you can't really argue with that.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Like when they were doing that back then, it was like the movies were still good because it wasn't about just cashing in on like the nostalgia factor because it hadn't been that long. Yeah, when they did it. So it was just like, let's see if we could do this thing.
Right.
And the other thing about 101 Dalmatians is I don't really remember, you could correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember a whole bunch of CGI being in that. It was just like really good puppies.
Yeah, it was really good puppies. And how did that do? Do you know? Do you remember?
I think it did pretty good.
It did pretty well.
I mean, as a kid, it seemed like the hottest shit ever.
Yeah, I loved it.
And then I remember like when Toy Story came out and seeing like
how old were we
when Toy Story came out? I don't know, because I remember having the game, like the Toy Story game on Sega.
Oh shit, yeah.
So I think that had to come out in the 90s. And it was like mind-boggling because it was like 3D cartoon. You're like, oh, what is this? I had all those toys too. Now a lot of the stuff that's being remade to me is just cash grabs. Like, I don't really think they're putting in the effort that they put in, like with 101 Dalmatians. They're just like either remaking it verbatim, just a different way, like they did with Lion King, or they take something that was like a classic and they just kind of like make it with no soul. You know,
what has been remade right now? Aladdin and Lion King. Those are like the hot ones right now, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see either of them. You?
I haven't. I heard Aladdin was not good though.
No, a lot of people that I've spoken to were disappointed in both. And those are people that I trust their opinion, but I always like to speak for myself. So I'm going to have to see them.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to hate them. Probably. I'm trying to like be open to it, but I don't know. Everybody said it's literally the same movie. I mean, for Lion King, they were telling me it's like the same movie. I just wanted to see. I wanted them to give us a little bit more, right?
But at the end of the day, here's the other thing. I feel like when they remake these certain movies, they're doing it to bring it to another generation. Because it's like,
you're right.
A kid that was born 10 years ago, they never seen the first one.
So then it's not for us.
Well, that's the other thing too. It's like a lot of these critics will be like, these millennials get mad because a kid's movie isn't made for them, or they say it's like dumb or it's dumbed down or whatever. Like Ninja Turtles, they're like, everybody's complaining about the plot line in Ninja Turtles, and they're like, the Ninja Turtles is for kids. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's the Ninja Turtles. It wasn't made for you, you 30-year-old man. Like, shut up.
I mean, that's how I didn't care. I mean, I watch those all the time.
Yeah, I still
even to this day.
They were.
Like, if I'm just like going to bed or something, and I want something to watch. Like, I'll look and like watch a Power Ranger.
The new one?
Huh? I'm watching kind of all of them. And like all the Ninja Turtle movies.
I mean,
all of them. I don't care. Like, I love them. Like, they might be corny or campy or something, but that's kind of like what I came from too. So it's kind of like what I like. Like, you know.
I think the balance is like, we, the older generation, have to accept that it's still like a kid thing, but I also feel like it's putting these movie production houses in this weird position of like, they know they're targeting us. They know they are. Otherwise, they would make something new. But they're remaking something because they know we'll go watch it.
Also, I think they just run out of original material as well.
I find that hard to believe, dog. Like, we're in LA. There's plenty of original stuff, but they know what people are going to go see because they know it. It's like familiarity.
Yeah.
So, like, that was how I felt about Suicide Squad. It was like, the trailers looked dope. It had all this, like, cool stuff that's familiar, but they made it a little bit different.
Yeah, it's like bells and whistles, though.
Yeah, but then you watch it, and it's whack as hell. And you're like, but then that was their defense, was like, we didn't make this for you. We made this for kids.
Suicide Squad?
Exactly. I'm like, that's not for kids. So don't give me that shit. Yeah, you made a whack-ass movie is what you made.
Yeah, it's not for kids. That one you can't, like, sell me on that one.
Exactly.
That one's a tough sell. But, I mean, it's crazy, though, because then how do you feel about... I guess, like, this is more, like, for me, because not like you were a Backstreet Boys fan growing up. But, like, for me, it's like, with the Backstreet Boys coming back, I don't think, you know, them being, like, a boy band, you think boy band, you think, like... Teenagers, but they're not it's not teenagers going to those shows, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely would go to a Backstreet Boys show again. And I wish Justin Timberlake would stop playing and, you know, get on that reunion, because I will definitely go to that one.
I feel like with music, I guess it's not that different, because to me, if you're like in music, if you can still do it, like you can still sing, you can still dance, you can still play the instrument, who cares? And that's my other thing with, like, old rappers. Like, I just recently saw Ice-T put out a new song. A new song with a new music video. And the hook was literally like, I'm too old for this, or something like that. It was super corny. The way it was done was like, this guy's definitely older than my dad, and he raps like it. If I go to a concert, an Ice-T concert, I'm not going to watch you perform I'm too old for this. Like, I'm going to see you perform the classics. And so I think about, like, certain artists that had, like, a heyday. So it's like, for the Backstreet Boys to sing their songs from back in the day, it's cool for them to be their age now and sing that because like it's from back in the day. But if they came out now singing Backstreet's Back and they're like 45, 50 years old, you'd be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? You know what I mean?
If they came out,
if they just
came out now without them being back from the day.
Right.
Oh, right.
You couldn't do it.
Right.
So it's like, I think when it comes to being a musician, you either have to evolve your music or you have to just kind of like know that people are going to see you for what they grew up on or for what they know you for. Because you look at like a Stevie Wonder or somebody like that, like they're not playing new songs. Like they play what they've been playing for 30, 40 years because that's what people go to see them play, you know?
True. I guess to go off of that in a different direction, like the Jonas Brothers, I never listened to them growing up, but they also came out with a whole new...
Yeah, but they're not that different.
Old. I guess you're right. They're not like in their 50s.
No, they're not. Yeah. Are they even 30?
I have no idea.
Yeah, they're not that old.
I don't think so. Or maybe one of them is. Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that makes sense. So you're saying like... I mean, the Backstreet Boys aren't 50.
How old are they?
But I get... how old's Ice-T? Is he 50?
Ice-T is literally older than my dad.
Oh, wow.
That fool was born in 1958. And he's making a rap song talking about, I'm too old for this. Like, yes, you are too old for this, Ice-T. What?
You said, stop it, Ice-T.
Do the classics. Don't be coming out here trying to make new music, dog.
I think the oldest one's 47.
And I'm not saying they can't make new music. I'm saying if they're going to make new music, it can't be like teeny bopper music.
It has to be with the times.
Yeah. And
it can't be like,
It can't be like, girl... Oh, girl. Like, I don't hear your old ass.
Was that a
song? No, but it might as well be. Because the other thing that I don't like, just to go back, like, take that same concept and go to movies, is like the Expendables, where they took all those guys from back in the day. It was funny, and they kind of like went on that, like that it's funny that we took all these guys and they're all old and we're still like kicking ass and stuff. But then you'll have like a new Die Hard come out and like they're about to make a new Rush Hour and they're like doing all this stuff for these dudes that like we grew up watching, and it was cool then because they were like our age now back then. But now it's like it's a hard sell that Bruce Willis is out here kicking ass like he was in the first Die Hard. Like he's a grandpa, you know. For these actors and stuff, I would rather see them evolve and play something new. Even there's a new Rambo coming out right now. And I'm like, it might be cool. I'm not going to like tear it all the way apart, but I thought it was cooler when Creed came out and like Rocky's there, but he's playing like the old mentor guy. Like he's not out here still punching. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm into that. Like if you're going to continue a franchise on, like cool, but don't make it stupid. Like they remade Judge Dredd, and that was trash.
Yeah.
But
like, I guess let's look at some of the artists that have been like that have kind of like evolved with us. I mean, just going off of what you're saying about that same sound that the Backstreet Boys had, they came out now. Like I think like Missy did it. Like Missy kind of still has that same sound.
I'm not even talking about the sound. I was talking about, with Backstreet Boys, I was talking about like what they were doing. Like you can't be the heartthrob crew when you're like, you probably have kids that are teenagers.
No, I agree with that. But I guess on the other side of things, like when I watched the MTV Awards when she was getting her video Vanguard, and they cut to shots of the people like that are in the audience or whatever, like people had no clue. Like it was actually really like infuriating to me. Like she should have won it back then so that people could appreciate what the was happening on that stage.
Yeah.
Like when they were cutting, people weren't even singing the lyrics of the song. I was like, yo, I would be going ape right now in the crowd, you know?
Yeah.
But super duper fly.
The other thing is like Missy hasn't made an album in like 10 years or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's the trade-off too, because we were talking about Fast and Furious and how it's been around for a long time. But there's a difference because Fast and Furious hasn't been remade. It's just like been continuing for all this time.
You're right.
So I think Missy came out at the same time, around like the same time as Jay-Z, who has been consistently doing things the whole time.
So people like remember him.
Yeah, so he's been always around. Like Missy kind of disappeared for a while. So she left that gap.
That's interesting.
So it's like, but I do agree with you that she should have got that award a long ass time ago. Because it's like, she literally hasn't even made anything in 10 years. Why is she getting it now? Like, you should have gave it to her 10 years ago.
No, and,
you know what I mean?
And my thing is, like, I really wanted her to be celebrated by people that where the music meant something and they recognize it, you know? It's like, literally. And if somebody can prove me wrong and spot someone in the audience that is actually singing, let me know, because I definitely did not see that. Like, I wanted to hear more roars. Like, every time they change to a new song, I'm like, oh, this is a very classic. Oh, when she came out in the suit from Super Duper Fly.
Yeah.
And I needed more.
Yeah.
More of a reaction.
Well, I think that's been the other side effect of the reboot thing, is that it's made people from our generation, like, have this warped sense of time. Because I don't feel as old as I actually am in reality.
Same.
Because all the shit that was cool to me has been either remade or it has discontinued. So, like, when I see people that I grew up listening to, like, a lot of them are still around or they continue doing stuff. And then, like, a lot of the things that I was into is still cool because it's either been rebooted or turned into a movie or made into a live action version or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So you're just like, all right, I can wear this Power Rangers shirt at 33 and it doesn't matter because there's still Power Rangers stuff out. Like,
no,
you know what
totally.
I mean?
Like, vintage is cool, but vintage is kind of what we... Like, you're vintaging the stuff we grew up on.
Like, and then even the video game consoles that they're, like, bringing back.
That, too. Like, I have one.
Yeah, you're like, all right. I remember, like, to me, PlayStation was, like, yesterday. And then they remade the PlayStation. And then they started making the PS2, like, a small one.
It's like the Concords. The freaking... These right here were, like... When I got these growing up, this was, like... Woo! I got them. You know, I love these. These meant so much to me. So every time they come out with these again, it's like it's an automatic, you know. But if you just look in the sneaker world in general, that's what they've been doing. They literally just make the same, especially the Jordans. They make the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Do you think it will ever get to a point where people are like over it, or do you think it works so well because it makes people continue to feel young or like they're not old?
See, that's a really good point. I never really thought about it, but it makes sense. I think that, like what you just said, like, I don't think people are going to get tired of it because people like it. I bought a ton of vintage shirts because that's what I want. Like, I had like an old Charlotte Hornets shirt, like an old Chicago Bulls shirt, and I bought it because I love that shit. If there's a Three Ninjas shirt anywhere, I would buy that immediately.
You gotta find that.
I gotta find it. I've been looking.
I think it is an interesting thing, and I'm interested to see where it goes maybe in the next 10 years, because then you'll see stuff that from kids now who were born in like 2000 or even after that, some kids that were born in, say, 2010, in 10 years, you know, they're gonna be 19, 20 and seeing stuff that's retro to them, because I've even seen cartoons that were on Nickelodeon coming back, like kids that are like, oh my god, Lizzie McGuire is coming back, and I'm like, this is my childhood. When Lizzie McGuire came out, I was already too old for that. Or even Hannah Montana, like I wasn't on that. Like,
yeah, see, I had a little sister,
exactly,
so
that's the only reason I even knew.
Yeah, so I still kind of like, you know,
but it was like, to me, that's still new. Like, if I saw like a young kid now, I'd be like, oh, you like Hannah Montana? They'd be like, what?
I want them to like reboot Recess.
Dude, a live action Recess would be the shit.
Dude, I loved Recess, like, with all of me.
Dude, TGIF in general is dope.
TGIF was amazing.
Even when they did the Girl Meets World and like they were the parents in that.
I didn't watch it. Did you? You watch it?
I think I watched like a half an episode of it. And
which
it
is crazy because I love Boy Meets World. Like, I don't own a DVD player anymore, but I still have like my DVDs.
Yeah.
And I had like Boy Meets World, Saved by the Bell,
you ever watched Sabrina?
Yeah.
That was my shit. I love that cat that was on there.
I love Sabrina.
That robot cat puppet.
Did you like Step by Step, or was that one that you were just like, ah?
Yeah, I wasn't really into, like, I watched it sometimes.
I had a crush on the brunette. What was her name? Let me see.
I did watch Harry and the Hendersons though.
Okay.
It was this family that lived with Bigfoot.
Oh, wow.
And his name was Harry.
I think like this little trip down memory lane, like with nostalgia, it kind of made me realize like how gay I was growing up, and how much I had like crushes on people and stuff. But step by step, and then they were in the roller coaster. Yeah. First come over.
I think Step by Step to me was too much like Full House. And so I never got into it because I was just like, was that the one where they had the bro-y guy?
The dumb one, though.
Yeah. That was Step by Step. Yeah. And like Home Improvement. There was like a lot of white family shows. And I just kind of got like,
awesome.
Wait,
what's Urkel? What's Urkel? What's the name?
Family Matters.
Yeah.
It was like that and Cosby Show. It was like.
Family Matters was awesome too. Unless you went older. And then it was like, who's the guy? Dynamite. That's not.
I'm thinking about the Jeffersons.
Dynamite. The guy that answered the phone. What?
The guy that answered the phone. But that was super old.
Oh,
that
from
was
Good Times.
Good Times, yeah.
Yeah, it was J.J. Walker. I watched that. And I watched Jeffersons too.
Oh, yeah.
This is my favorite movie of all time. I love Clueless so much. I just want to talk about that.
I think everybody knows.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
That they know
Everybody
that I
knows that you love Clueless and that you love Zero Gravity.
Whoa!
We all know.
Wow, I feel attacked.
Has there been anything that has not come back that you would like to see come back?
I just said. I mean, Recess.
Okay. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, you did.
Recess and maybe Legends of the Hidden Temple. I feel like it's already kind of like, like there's a lot of like Ninja Warrior type stuff that's happening, but not in the same form. But not in the same format as Legends of the Hidden Temple.
You would think American Ninja Warrior would be more like that.
Have you seen the reboot of all that?
No, but I already know it's gonna be dumb. Like,
I want to say because I loved that too.
All that was funny to me as a kid, but I've seen it like as an adult. And I'm like, this is kid humor. Like, so the new one, I know is gonna be like just kid. I'm not against it, but I'm just like. I know I've outgrown like a lot of the Nickelodeon stuff other than like SpongeBob or like Hey Arnold, like that.
I still watch Good Burger. Okay,
yeah, like Good Burger was my shit.
Oh, I love Good Burger so much. I love Kenan and Kel, man.
Like I looked up to Kel so much.
That movie was ahead of its time. Mm-hmm. With like the meat industry and stuff like that, ahead. People don't even know. That movie was like low key so racist too.
Everything was so racist.
I know, like it's just so crazy how like now you just. Everyone's just easily offended. Before, like,
dude,
you can watch things and you're just like, wow, that was so offensive.
Dude, every like 90s, especially like 90s teen movies were like ridiculously racist all the time. That's true. Everything.
Because that was the one where he had like the orange soda, right? They made that orange soda.
I remember thinking that was racist. Even when I was a kid, he was like, a kid loves orange soda. And I was just like... Seems kind of racist. But I was like, I also do love orange soda as well, so I can't even...
Maybe Pinky and the Brain.
Dude, if Animaniacs came back...
Animaniacs! Yeah, what am I talking about? Yeah, Animaniacs.
Because Pinky and the Brain came from Animaniacs, didn't it? I think Pinky and the Brain was like part of Animaniacs. Because Animaniacs was like a sketch show cartoon. And then Pinky and the Brain had their own show like that spun off of that.
They're remaking Space Jam. Right?
Oh, yeah, with LeBron. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes.
And I think LeBron's a way better actor.
I was so into Space Jam.
Who was it?
I hate that R. Kelly sang that song. God, I love that. Like
that wasn't even the song anyway. Hit 'Em High was the song.
No, I know. Hit 'Em High was the song. I know. But here's my thing though, right? Like I loved like imagination wise the combination of like cartoons in real life, like Roger Rabbit stuff.
Yeah.
Like I wanted that so much to be real. I was like, I want to be in like this Toontown thing.
So basically, we need to find an animator.
Please put me in. Put me in it. What about you?
I like that one trailer that guy made about Fresh Prince where he was making
like
man. Netflix. That was kind of tight. I like the twist thing where they make something that was like used to be goofy and they like make it serious.
Yeah, how
like,
the hang on. How have we literally been discussing all this stuff and not mentioned Fresh Prince till right now? That was ahead of its time, too.
It really was, man.
And, like, teaching you lessons and all that stuff.
I always liked the guy that was, like, out of his element. So that was cool.
That, like, seeing how he was, like...
Yeah, and how he had to adapt to this new world. Because I think I just related to that. So I always liked those type of scenarios. But there's so many things that were dope that I just feel like should be left alone. But even Rocco's Modern Life just came back on Netflix with that special, and that was awesome to see, and I loved what they did with it. But that was a cartoon that I felt was super underrated. And then I feel like 100%. SpongeBob straight up like ripped it off and then like just remade the characters into something else, and then like blew up way bigger. But I will give Rocco the credit for being the OGs with that.
No, 100%. I mean, I freaking have Rocco's Modern Life and Pinky and the Brain on my wall.
Like, if they did a live action Doug, that would be cool.
That would be pretty cool. So, are there certain things like that you don't want to be rebooted? Like, you just leave that, because that's how I feel about Clueless. Like, leave it alone.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff that I grew up on, they already ruined. Like Lethal Weapon, they made into a show, and it was fine. It wasn't terrible, but I'm like, y'all could have left that alone. Terminator, they keep making new ones, and I'm like, please stop it.
But see, the new Terminator, they want that nostalgia. Because they brought her back.
Yeah.
You're just like, no.
It's just so, I don't think so. One thing they better not touch, Disney, is Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Do not touch that.
Yeah, please.
You cannot do it any better.
No.
Like, Ready Player One was cool.
Yeah,
I was into that. You touched on it.
No.
But don't touch Back to the Future.
Please don't.
I don't know, man. This seems like this could get really out of hand. So, what I'm going to do is...
it's very out of hand.
I'm going to toss it to you guys. Is there any show, movie, toy, music that we missed?
Fashion, too.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even hit that at all.
Like with
the windbreakers and stuff, like everything. If you go to freaking Target and you look at any of the clothes that are out right now in the like teen section, it's literally everything we grew up on. Me and you were just there. And like, I had this. I had this. What?
So, anything we missed or throw down your thing. What do you not want to see touched? What do you want to see rebooted? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, rate and review us on Spotify and iTunes.
Tell me how much you love Clueless.
That's it. Night night.
Okay, bye.